Welcome to the Daughters of the Road podcast. In this space, we envision cultivating a community that inspires, empowers, and supports women in motorsports culture. We seek to engage in lifelong adventure, create perpetual bonds between sisters, and hone in skills necessary for navigation throughout life. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Brandy.
And we are Daughters of the Road. I'm so excited for our guest today, Alexis, or Alex. HazeyyAlexx, what's up? She's a certified Harley-Davidson technician and spun wrenches at her local dealerships and has now moved on to the proving grounds out in Yucca Valley, right?
Yeah,
Yucca Valley. She works on Harley-Davidson's latest developments. She grew up in a racing family, and it was only right that she took the reins and found fast her way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I've been following you for years.
Yes, I know.
Like years, and I finally met you. She met you way before I did, but but I feel like I've met you a long time ago.
Yeah. We just like hit it off immediately.
Exactly. But it was through Motorcycle Mechanics Institute, I think. Like we kind of like somewhat connected, right? Yeah. I think I had gone there, graduated. Did you go after me?
I think I went after you.
Like right after?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wish we would have had like classes together. That would have been so rad.
Hell yes. It would have been so dope.
All right. So I get so many questions about MMI in general. I know you do. I know you do. Yes, especially from women. They're like kind of questioning, like, is this right for me? Like, how do you get into it? Is it worth it? Like, what's your viewpoint on that?
So MMI, I feel, is like a stepping stone. So it's like, it's not going to give you all the tools that you need, but it's going to give you the tools to get started and just like I said, a good stepping stone. I was super unfortunate when I was going to MMI to have already like worked in my dad's shop, because growing up racing, you learn quickly racing is expensive and things are always breaking. So I grew up working on stuff like that, and then super fortunate when I was going through school to actually like get a job at a dealership. So MMI, you get in what you put into it, you get out what you put into it. So yeah, for sure, it's totally worth it.
Yeah. So it's, I guess it depends on what program you do, but it's like a year in basic training. Is it about a year, 6 months, something like that?
I know when I went, it was like 16 months, like for everything, but I think they shortened it recently.
Really?
Yeah. I work with some guys that just graduated like last year from it, and it with COVID and whatnot, it shortened things a lot. So it's crazy.
I wonder what they cut out.
Same.
Yeah, because, so when I went, I'm pretty sure I was the last graduating class to actually do the boring and honing class.
Yeah, they completely, like, cut that out when I went.
When you went, you didn't have that class?
No,
oh, shit. We were, like, pounding crankshafts and everything. And, like,
I feel cheated.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I felt like, I felt like that. I was like, this is, like, one of my favorite classes, so I was like so bummed that everybody else that was coming up wasn't going to be able to do that, because that was the fucking coolest class. I had to work out every day.
Hell yeah.
So it was so cool.
Well, it's like nowadays, like a lot of dealerships and shops, they don't do that anymore. They send it out to like a machine shop, or like I know one of the shops I worked at, they would send their stuff out to A1 Cycles and have Mike do it. Yeah. And it's honestly like a lost art. Like,
it is.
I've learned so much from like my dad and stuff and my uncle on stuff like that. Just like dealerships have stepped away from like actual engine work so much, and it's so sad.
Yeah. I mean, I get it because of the labor hours it takes. The labor hour at Red Rock is $150 an hour now?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So imagine having to take apart a crank, having to like go ahead and get everything weighed, get everything in true again. The tool itself for run out is insanely expensive. Everything's so expensive. So I get it as to why it's more cost effective and more timely for the customers. But also, like you said, it's a lost art.
It really is.
It's only those people with those skills that are going to take that with them. Like, hopefully they're still like passing it down.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's what City kind of talked about on our last podcast, is how it's a dying art, just as you said, and like her setting up her machine shop at the in her house. Like she's like, we got to keep doing this, and like people are encouraging her to keep doing it. So it's cool to rehear that again from you guys.
Yeah, it's like I was like my very first shop. Like I was working with Old man Brent. I love him to death. He was like the grumpiest old man ever.
Always. They're always grumpy old men.
Always.
But they love young girls.
They do. They do. And like I learned so much from him because like I was like, all right, everything like I'm eventually like it sucks. Like you're gonna be gone and like all the knowledge you have gone.
Yeah.
So like I want to know everything. You've forgotten more than that I will ever learn.
Yeah. So, absolutely. Yeah. I know. Same. Like I took to this old man Tim. Yeah. Same thing, like back home in Pensacola. I mean, he was still chugging along at like, I think he was like 74 when I was there. And he had like a limp and he would like take out the bikes every day, bring them back in. Like he worked on all the shovel heads, Evos, like painted everything, and still had all the old tools at his house. Yes. He had like an old shed, and he was like, "Yeah, do you know what this tool is?" And it's been like under wraps like for years, and it's just so cool, like to have access to that information.
Oh, it's like I still every once in a while like call Brent and like, "Hey, like what's going on with this?" Or I'll hit up my dad and I'm like, "Dude, like teach me."
Yes.
I want to know everything.
Yes. I love that. Yeah. And I love that especially, like, I was talking about this the other day, kind of off subject, but we would go, me and my dad would go every Wednesday to Denny's and hang out with this group of old machinists and welders and everything, and like have breakfast with the old men of the community that were like building hot rods and stuff. I would so much rather go hang out with them than go sit at a fucking bar with like kids my age. Like
100%.
Like, that shit is rad to me.
Yeah, it's like, Brent was like my little best friend. Like we'd go out to lunch together and whatnot and just like talk like about like engines and stuff like that. And yeah, it's especially like racing, like in the racing community, like everyone like helps each other out, and it's like one big like field of like, like let me show you how to do this way, and like learn so much that way.
I love that. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about growing up racing. Yeah. Like what did you race, and how was your family involved?
So I'm fourth, fifth generation racer. My great-granddad raced stock cars, then he built funny cars. So my aunt used to race with Bunny Burkett back in the 70s. Nice. Yeah, racing funny cars and stuff. And then my great uncles did enduro. They raced funny cars, all of it. Motocross, and then my dad was Team Green in the 90s.
That's so sick.
For motocross, so that was super rad. And yeah, I started riding motorcycles at 3.
Nice.
Yeah, I got on this little PW50, and it's a super funny story. Like, I ended up dragging my uncle around this whole backyard because he showed me where the throttle was, and that was it. He forgot to put like a throttle stop on it, so like I took off, like gunned it, and I'm dragging this like huge like 6'3" man around the backyard because the poor man tripped. I felt so horrible. Just sitting there dragging him around with this big smile on my face.
I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, I grew up racing like motocross and drag racing. I raced junior dragsters for a long time. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to show some of the pictures of your drag racing days.
Hell yeah.
And your sister, right?
Yeah, my sister raced too. So yeah, like the whole family races. My husband used to race and stuff like that, and my kids wanting to get into it.
I was about to ask. That was my next question. I was like, okay, so what's your son gonna race?
So he's bouncing back and forth between motocross and then drag racing because we still have one of the juniors that we've held on to. He's like, Mommy, for Christmas, I want a race car. And I was like, oh, Lord. You wait until your grandpa hears this, dude. You're done for. Get all, like, kitted up for sure.
Oh, that's so precious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you can't wait to, like, just kind of, like, pass that on to him.
Dude, like, when we were riding at Glen Helen, like, I spent more time, like, watching him than actually, like, riding because it was just like, oh, my God, dude, this is, like, perfect.
Oh.
That's so rad. Does he ride a PW too, or what do you have?
So he actually rides the PW50 that I learned how to ride on and that my cousins learned how to ride on because my cousins all race too. So it's crazy. Like it's like this 1980 like PW50. So it's with still my name on the number plate. So it's like my heart.
Aww. That is precious. So cute.
Yeah. I bet that's the coolest part about having a little kid is to be able to pass stuff on like that.
Oh yeah. He's like my little best friend, honestly. He like sits in the garage and like gets on the drag bike or on one of my FXRs and it's like so this is gonna be mine when I'm 17, and we're gonna like go everywhere. And I was like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, because some kids, I mean, you can't force them.
Oh, no.
And I've seen kids of racers who literally have no interest in it, or they're afraid, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, it just has to be innate in them or not.
Yeah, 100%. Like, that was how my dad was with me. And then Jax, like, I was just like, we're just gonna let him choose whatever. Like, he's played soccer. He did not like soccer.
Oh.
He likes t-ball, but he's just always like gravitated towards like anything with wheels. So I got like super lucky.
Yeah.
But anything he wants to do, we're for it. If I have to, you know, be the soccer mom on the bike.
How cool would that be?
Like riding up to like his soccer games on the bike, whatever. Like, well, we're gonna run it.
Yeah. So you were in school and you still had a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had him at 17. I did not beat teen pregnancy, unfortunately.
But it is what it is. Brought you a beautiful gift.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I had him at 17, and then, you know, he was a year when I went to MMI. And that was, like, super hard because he was with my mom during that time.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, because it's, like, waking up and then going to work was, like, there's no way, like, I could have been the mom that I wanted to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my mom helped me out and watched them while I went and did school and just sat there and grinded.
Damn.
Woke up, looked at motorcycles, went to school, worked on motorcycles, came home, went to the dealership, worked and cleaned on bikes, and, yeah, that was my life. Eat, breathe, sleep, motorcycles.
That is so fucking rad.
Yeah.
I love that. Because, I mean, like, it just shows you, like, if you want something, like, to go after it full force.
100%.
Like, don't let something, I mean, obviously, you know, if you have a kid, you tend to them, right?
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you're doing what's best for you and for that child.
Yeah, like, I wanted a career. I didn't just want, like, a regular job. So I wanted something that, like, I was passionate about that was going to provide for the both of us.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was super fortunate to do that and have some super rad people along the way that supported me.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is so
That's so
cool. Yeah, I know you showed up to bike night last month, was it?
Yeah, last month.
Yeah, and you brought your son, and he was like loving the stunt riders and everything.
He was all for it. So it's like
He's my little helper.
Yeah, he like helped Brandy at the booth and whatnot, and then he was like all about the stunt riders, and I was like, oh, you're going to absolutely thrash my bike, aren't you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. Both like he and my husband jumped my Dyna in our front yard in North Carolina. Like coming back from the grocery store, he was like, fuck it, like there's this jump. And I've been thinking about it too, because like I was like, if I hit my dirt bike at the right angle, like this would be so rad. And he was coming back, he had K-cups on his lap. And this man just like jumps my Dyna over her front yard.
Oh my
so
goodness.
Rad.
You're like, that's why I fell in love.
Yeah.
You had me at motorcycles.
You had me at motorcycles.
Exactly. Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah.
Man. So, you did also, side note, come to the bike night in a full-on back brace.
Yeah.
Like, tell us what the fuck happened. And I mean, like, I love this story. You're such a badass.
So, pretty much, like, why I was practicing for a flat track race on a motocross track. We'll just start with that. That was a big no.
Yeah.
But, like, I figured, like, I can, you know, turns. You just got to focus on turns.
Yeah.
Like, roll the jumps. It's okay. But just work on turning because, my homegirl Lauren was letting me ride her bike. I was supposed to go to Flat Out Friday like the week before, and she was gonna let me ride her bike in the flat track race because that's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
And I just overshot a jump and ended up doing an endo, and the bike came up and smacked my back. I broke 7 vertebrae, herniated 2 discs in my neck, tore ligaments on my shoulder, and then have some fluid around some discs in my lower back. Wrecked my shit.
Yeah.
Completely. So yeah, that's why I was in a back brace, and it was horrible.
Yeah. And
what
then
were you riding? Sorry, lady.
No, it's okay.
I was riding my dirt bike. I have a KX 100 that's bored out to 123, and it's a blast. She's now the Widowmaker.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. She like tried to take me out, like most things that I love.
Right? It's always the things that we love.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you love them even more after.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Try to kill me? Nope.
Yeah. But you were out like working on your bike not long after, getting stir crazy.
Yeah, I got super stir crazy. And it was just like, okay, I got to do something. And like, I have my bike torn apart in the garage, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hone some cylinders. I'm gonna do little things. My husband rolled someone's bike, and because my husband works on bikes too, he rolled a bike into the house, like opened up the back doors, and because we have French back doors, and pulled the bike into the house so I could sit there and work on it.
I love that.
Yeah, like he's the best.
I love that he encourages you too, instead of being like, dude, lay down. Like,
no, he was just like, I know how you are. You can't sit still, and like you've been sitting still for like a month.
Yeah.
And like the doctor, like I got in my head a lot about it, because like one of the doctors I saw in Havasu told me that I would never wrench again. Like, you're done. Find a new career, find a new hobby. You'll never get back on a bike. And like that ate at me for a long time, and I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
You're not taking that away from me. That's all I know how to do. So yeah, I started doing that and just got back to it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always the doctors. I mean, like, they'll see you all beat up and stuff, and then they're like, oh, well, you're not gonna do something again. I know the doctors never said, like, when I got in my accident, they never said you can't do anything, but they were always like, oh, I bet you're not gonna do that again. And I'm like,
I'm not that smart, of course. I'm gonna go right back to doing that. Yeah, like, I was like, this is all I know how to do. Like, I can't picture myself doing anything else.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And I went back to work. Like, it's a month yesterday. I've been back at work and pushing around 800-pound motorcycles. Sorry, Mom.
Dude, she was in a back brace lifting up her son. Yeah. And I'm like, are you? No, I'm not even going to say anything. She knows what she's doing. That's rad.
Hell yeah. But yeah, that's how it is. I actually got on a bike and rode, like, on the dyno at work. And it was just like, because I was like, I don't know if this is going to fuck up my back. Let me try this, because I'm still healing. And it's like, all right, so that's checked off the list. Like, we'll get off light duty and get back to the swing of things.
Damn.
So I know you work at the test track. We've all obviously picked that up, but what does that mean? What do you do at the test track?
So working at the proving grounds for Harley is crazy. I work in the VTS lab, which is the Vehicle Test Systems lab, and pretty much what we do, I'm in the sub lab, in the emissions lab right now. I just transferred through there. And pretty much what I was doing originally is we get all the new bikes or current models, and, you know, they'll send us parts to test, or they just want to see how it holds up. Like, we can, in a matter of months, we can accumulate like tens of thousands of miles on these bikes. Just running them like 8 hours a day, 16 hours a day, just constantly running them, because we have 2 shifts. And yeah, we just test everything for them, see what holds up, see what doesn't work, change things, you know, just testing the integrity of things. And now working in the emissions lab, which I work more with Narissa now, just, you know, testing, making sure everything's emission compliant, you know, testing new exhaust things, testing new calibrations. So it's really cool. It's a lot different than working in an independent or a regular shop.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, like, obviously they're way different. Like, I don't know if you can pinpoint what you like better right now.
So I like learning like all the aspects, because it's a completely, like, I'm playing with new things. Yeah. Like things that aren't even released yet, and like learning how they work, and then, you know, talking to the people that are making the service manuals and all the engineers, yelling at the engineers. But yeah, it's crazy. The things that I do, like, I do miss working in a regular shop and like getting to like play with the bikes and whatnot. But it's crazy, because now I'm learning like running traces on the dyno, and learning, you know, new things with the dyno. I mean, when VTS has dynos that run the bike by themselves, so we don't need anyone sitting on there like riding the bikes. Yeah. We just put actuators up to them and they run by themselves. It's insane.
Yeah.
That's super rad.
Yeah.
That's good, because then it kind of gives you autonomy to do other things instead of having to like sit there and watch a running motorcycle and make sure nothing goes awry.
Well, it's crazy. Like, we're able to run like 12 bikes at once.
That's awesome.
And it's like insane when they get to the wide open throttle portion of the test, because you just hear these bikes singing and it's like, wow, this is like so crazy.
Yeah.
Right? It's like hard not to be like kind of like, holy shit, like my job is so cool.
Yeah, I'm sure you get to say that every day. That's rad.
For
not
the
many
most
people.
part.
Not many people can say that they're doing something that they love. So it's really cool that you went after it and here you are. Like, did you ever think that you would be at the proving grounds? Like, was that a goal for you?
Absolutely not. Like, I was moving back from North Carolina, and it's so funny. I did my interview for this job at a truck stop in Louisiana, like on the phone.
Oh my gosh.
Like moving from North Carolina back to Texas. I thought it was a spam call and like was gonna brush it off. And I was like, you know what, this is weird. Why is the Arizona number calling me? And like picked it up and they're like, yeah, we test motorcycles, Harleys at the proving grounds. Do you have time for an interview? And I was like, yes. Can we do it like right now? Like I quickly like ran into pulled over to the truck stop and put my hair up and put some makeup on because I look like absolute shit after driving. It was a hellish trip. But yeah, I did my interview for this job in my truck, and like even the security guard came and like because I was parked in the semi parking, and he was like in the middle of my interview, he was like, you gotta move. Like in the middle of my interview. And I was like, I am so sorry. Like, you're gonna have to watch me back up this truck and trailer. Like, I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I thought I completely bombed it after that because I was like, I'm not gonna get hired. Like, I look lame. This guy's telling me to move. And they called me like after I'd already got to Texas and was like, you want the job? And I was like, hell yeah, I want the job.
Wait, so why were you going to Texas?
I was moving back home.
Oh, you were moving already?
Yeah, I was already in the process of moving.
Oh my gosh. So then you were like, redirection.
Yeah, it's like my life's already packed up. My whole life's packed up. Like, wow. What's a couple hundred more miles?
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you go to North Carolina for a specific reason? And
so I moved back to the East Coast. My dad lives on the East Coast because I wanted to get back into racing. Like I had taken, once I got back from MMI, like I just like dove like headfirst into work and momming full time again after being gone for a year. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to get back to like racing, and I got a job at a dealership out there, and yeah. That's moved out there, did that, and then worked at a little independent shop, which super grateful for that shop. They taught me so much, especially like getting out of like the dealership mindset, because the dealership, you have Big Brother to call, you have tech services. Mm-hmm. So if something now working at an independent shop, you don't have that. So it's teaching you to like think outside the box, and that was super rad. Yeah. To do that.
Yeah, very for cool. Sure. I know. I worked in the dealership and I've worked in an aftermarket shop, and I'm like. To be honest, I really like the aftermarket shop just because of like I had older dudes, like that's where I met Tim and everything, and like when we learned the older bikes and like that's more of what we had, custom bikes, older bikes. Yeah. And because obviously the dealership wouldn't take them in. Yeah. So I did feel like I learned exponentially more at the aftermarket shop than I did at Harley, although Harley obviously, you are learning with the years as they come along because new stuff comes out. Yeah. But to be honest, I mean, what interests me is older stuff. I feel like I've just become that person, but obviously the dealership is a great resource for sure when you're coming up in the ranks.
When you're coming up and like learning like the dealership, you have a lot of backing. They send you to school.
They have specialty tools.
Yes. That you don't have to buy out of pocket.
Oh my God. I think that's the worst part about being a mechanic, to be honest. Like the amount of money tied up in tools is insane.
Oh, we're not even going to talk about tools.
I don't like that because I feel like that's the one job where like you don't get paid commensurate to what you've invested into.
Oh, no, never.
This thing, it's totally like a passion career.
Yeah, 100%. Like, what was it? One of the techs I worked with, they said, congrats, now you're getting into like a profession where, you run off nicotine, hatred, and caffeine. Yep. And I've never, like, now, like, later on, like, in life, it's like, I'm turning into Brent. Like, I'm coffee all the time. I need, like, caffeine.
Yeah. That's how I started drinking coffee. Yeah. Not even gonna lie. So, oh, my God, it's hilarious. Okay, so I didn't drink coffee. Crazy until like I got into the dealership. So at Harley, I remember all the older guys would go, all the technicians in the morning, they would get there earlier than anybody. Yeah. Obviously, technicians, I don't know why they do that, but get there early. They have their styrofoam cups, their styrofoam white cups. They pour coffee for everybody, and it's all black coffee, no creamer.
Oh, I can't do that.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
It, like, leaves stains everywhere. And they would just sit down and talk shit, and like we would be out. I mean, it was Florida. We would just like be in lawn chairs, like out in the back of the dealership, just like chilling.
I remember doing that in Florida.
Yep. So,
and then having shop beers after work.
Yeah, exactly. But like that's how I started drinking coffee, because I wanted to be in those conversations, and I wanted to feel like, I mean, obviously I'm a technician. Let me be a technician. Hashtag white open brew.
Hashtag we love coffee. Hashtag
but now I'm addicted to coffee, and I blame it on being, you know, a mechanic once upon a time. So.
Oh yeah. Like we would have like breakfast in the mornings, like at the independent shop. Like me and my boss Carrie would go and like we'll have breakfast and like have coffee and like talk shit, and then it was like, all right, now we gotta get to work.
Yeah. I love that.
I can't start my day without coffee. I love coffee.
Yeah.
And I can't blame anybody but myself.
I mean, nowadays I'm like that for sure. I needed quite a few. I mean, actually the past week I haven't had any coffee. I've been trying to like take sips of it, but like I had food poisoning, like you guys know. So
and still pulled an engine out. What the
right.
hell?
She was at the dealership yesterday and she was dead.
I was dead. I was just like a walking zombie. Because I had no energy, I had no electrolytes, everything. So I've been like slowly drinking more electrolytes. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going fucking like stir crazy like you did.
Dude.
Literally
Horrible.
nothing's normal, so I need to do something. And I was like, what the fuck is on my to-do list that I absolutely need to get done? And I was like, this fucking engine, I need to pull it. Yeah. And I was like, well, mustered up the strength, fucking rolled through it, and it's hilarious. I took the video, and then there was people that were like, holy shit, you're so strong. And I was like, honestly, you just get this bout of adrenaline, and you just kind of fucking do it. Like, it's not like...
You can't sit there and, like, think about it.
No,
like, I've done that before, like, picking up a Pan Am engine, and, like... You know, one of my coworkers was like, no, we'll wait until, like, someone else, like, comes here to help. And I'm like, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah. What? Like, who's going to help me? Like, nobody's going to help me.
No. Like, I learned, like, a long time ago, you got to do it yourself.
Yeah,
rather than, I'm not going to wait, like, 20 minutes for someone to finish a smoke break and come back.
Right.
Oh, no, I'm going to lift this shit by myself.
Yeah.
I get in trouble for that at the dealership all the time. Because we have, like, a facilities team that will come and move stuff for us. And I'm like, I'll just do it. Like, why am I going to wait on them? I'll just get it done.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
I'm the same way. Like, just get it done.
There's
like,
ways. I mean, there's always... I feel like there's usually a way if you're smart about it, but obviously don't try to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I've always been that way. My dad kind of threw that into my head that, you know...
Just do it yourself.
Do it.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you can't. So, I don't know.
It's been wild. Like, so I'm technically still on light duty at work. And it's like... I'm waiting like 10 minutes for this dude to come move this bike for me. Like, I can't do this anymore. Fuck this. And I push the bagger. And it's like 800 pounds just with a broken back. No worries. Get it done.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you gotta do it.
Ain't no damsels in distress over here. I gotta get that shit done.
My little noodle arms will sit there and push it myself.
Yes. I love how we were talking about before this that when girls are on their periods and they still have to work, especially as being a mechanic. Dude.
My periods are like rough. Like, sorry, TMI, they're rough.
Dude, mine too. Well,
it racks my whole body.
Yes. The first 2 days, like I literally it's hard to leave bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, and like, the guys at the dealership I worked at in North Carolina, I loved them to death. I swear they had it on their calendar. I would come in and there would be like a Red Bull and like sour candies on my desk.
Oh my God,
always.
that's so cute.
They were so sweet. I swear. They were like, yeah, we're going to avoid her at all fucking costs.
Yeah.
Here's this and this. Be nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's true. Like it hurts to do anything and to be standing on your feet and then like, you're just losing so much blood.
Yeah. It's rough. Like I was telling you, I had to do like ARO, which is our advanced riding course that, you know, we have to do to be able to be on the test tracks or like ride company vehicles. And so I suck at it. Like I'm working on it. Like I'm great on a bike. Like I can maneuver. Like we sat there like back in Texas and we play like tag as we're like lane splitting and stuff. Sorry, Mom. But yeah, and you know, this is hard for me, like having to do slow maneuvers. Like I've never had to go slow in my life, and now I'm having to like, and the guys would get after me. He's like, forget everything you know about riding. You're gonna learn how to ride today. And I was like, oh, dude,
you're gonna learn today.
You're gonna learn today. It's crazy. Like, but like doing that class, like I love it. Like, I'm constantly like, sign me up for the next one. I want to do it on a bagger now, because like I mostly ride like a lot of baggers like on work trips. And I was like, no, like I got to keep doing it like on a soft tail, and then I'm gonna move up and I'm gonna do it on like a road glide and just whip it around and then do like police training and stuff like that.
Yeah. Unlocking new skill sets.
Hell yeah. Got shit on my bucket list.
I love that. I love that she's got a little bucket list. I need to make something like that.
Yeah. I need to do better at like keeping track of my bucket list thing.
Yeah.
My bucket list is like all motorcycles.
I love that. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's how, well, I want to be in a plane.
Yeah. Krista wants to fly now.
Yeah.
Yes, do it. All for like accomplishing things. Like,
me too.
I still have to like hill climb. Like I still have to do flat track next year.
Yes.
Like I'm so down to do it. I'm going to hit track days with Brandy.
Hell yes.
Yeah, she needs someone out there with her.
Hell yeah.
I know.
I ain't got a bike.
Get your for right now. You're another one.
What happened to your Heritage?
Oh, I blew it up.
Oh. Whatever. Fuck it. Run it. New one.
You should know a little bit about that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
My God.
What year was it?
What year?
Heritage?
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was one of the first years I made. But she did great. I always like to run at like 95, 100, and
Same.
The oil pump just decided.
But that bike does it so seamlessly. Like there's no other way to ride your bike. I even when like on the streets when I go pick it up to like bring it to the shop or something, that bike runs so good. You can easily go 90 and not realize you're going 90.
Yeah.
It's fucking
That's what happens.
One of the best bikes that I rode, and I never gave the Heritage its opportunity.
Everybody goes for the lowrider S and everything, and I'm like, I want the Heritage. Like I'm a bagger mommy. Like like live my best life being bagger mommy. Because I had an Evo Ultra Classic before the Heritage. Literally, I went from 97 Ultra Classic
to 2018.
A 2018 Heritage.
Jump.
Yeah. It's a huge jump.
That's a huge jump.
Yes, and I was like, I don't know, like how to handle a new bike, like, and then it grew on me, and like I knew because I had the choice of which softail. I mean, everybody does, but like, I knew that the lowrider would take a lot of effort from me and like money that I didn't have at the time to make it into what I wanted, which was a touring bike, because I loved literally leaving across the country and no worries. But the Heritage was already set up basically for that. I got a tour pack with it, and then I did the heated hand grips, and I did a heel shifter, and I was like, ready to go, let's go. And I took it across the country a few times, and it's been an awesome bike.
Yeah.
But now it's getting a dark horse crank. You know,
I'm really excited about it now. I can't wait to go pick it up now.
It's gonna be such a blast.
Yeah,
it was so funny though, because I was gonna hit you up when it was not in the shop, and there was somewhere I had to go, and it was like a few 100 miles. So I was like, damn, I should just go get Lady's bike. It would be so much better. That bike is just flawless. Like it's comfy.
Yeah, for sure.
I've not made the right decisions in the past. I've always been a road glide or
those are awesome bikes. I always loved your bikes. Your bikes look beautiful. However, and not my choice.
There's a bike. There's a seat for everybody.
For everybody, exactly.
100%. Like work let me borrow like a lowrider ST, and like I automatically like fell in love with it because like being a mechanic, you get to ride like everyone's bikes.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I first started out. Like, the biggest bike I ever ridden was a Softail. And, like, at the dealership, they're like, can't do that. You got to ride a bagger or you can't work here or you're fired. Sorry. That's how it is.
Sheesh, you pay for it?
Yeah. My tiny, like, 5'2", 120 pounds, like, gets on it and it's just like,
yeah.
Okay, just go. And then once you get on it, it's, like, nothing.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah, like, I absolutely love baggers now.
Yeah.
It's, like, such a blast.
Oh, yeah.
So let's run it back. So that when I first met you, I was in Babes Ride Out, East Coast.
Yeah.
I went for work. You were there for work. And it was like rad because the nurse was like, hey, go talk to Alex. I bet she'll let you like test ride something. So I was like, this sucks. I have to fly into the East Coast. Yeah. I wasn't able to ride. I was there for work, so I knew I wasn't going to get to ride very much anyways. But they were like, go see Alex. And I was like, who's Alex? And so that's when I got to meet you. And I got to ride the Lowrider ST.
Yeah. Dude, that bike is a blast. I got to ride it from Havasu to Santa Barbara for work. And, like, absolutely, like, fell in love with it. I was like, if I'm going to get a new bike that isn't, like, a road glide, because I'm a road glide girl, I'm like, I'm getting this bike. Like, I absolutely fell in love with it. I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what were you doing at Babes Ride Out?
So at Babes Ride Out, I wrench on the demo fleet. And sometimes, I'm not really supposed to, but I'll wrench on like a couple customers' bikes. Like if shit's falling off.
Yeah.
Or like, because it's a safety concern. I can't say no, because it's like, you know, if we're out in the middle of nowhere and the nearest shop's like 3 hours away, I can't in good conscience let this person like ride off.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you got to take that work hat off
Yeah,
and
it's
like be like, this is my human hat. Sorry.
Yeah. Let me like quickly like change out of my work shirt and like put on like a plain t-shirt and like we're good.
Yeah. It's crazy what some people will ride to events.
Well, I think too, like in that defense, right, for people that don't wrench on motorcycles, and that's why I ride newer bikes, because like I don't wrench on motorcycles, and when I pull up to a dealership, like I just want it to get fixed, and I like want to get it done. So a lot of the times, like I go get an oil change. I'm not gonna lie, like I go and I pull my bike in, and I hope that the boys are checking everything needs to be checked, because I'm gonna get on my motorcycle and I'm gonna ride it, and I don't know. So these girls that pull up and we've got shit fucking everywhere, we're like, help. Grateful for women like you guys. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think that would be the cool part, is like just having that accessible education to like basic shit. Like just know how to check your oil and make sure you're not going to blow up your engine.
Yeah.
And like
I'm talking to like Lauren about doing like she wants me to do like a maintenance class, because like a lot of times, like, you know, these girls come up to me and they're like, hey, like, because I mean, you guys ride them, so you guys know like when something's not right with your bike, even though you might not know what it is. It's like you put so many miles on that bike that bike's like almost a part of you, so you know when something's not running right. So, you know, they'll come up and like, hey, can you like, something's not right, and I was like, all right, well, what does it sound like? And like being approachable like that is like, so like I've been told so many times, like, thank you for being like approachable. Like normally like I'd get brushed off, and it's like, hell no, dude. Like you're on 2 wheels, you're not in a cage. Like let me try and help you the best that I can. Or like last Babes Ride Out that I wrenched at, last Babes Ride Out that I wrenched at, this girl didn't have any brakes. It was on a competitor's brand, and you know, I don't have, you know, some of the stuff there to like fix her brakes, but like I spent like an hour calling around to shops to find her a shop that she could go to. Yeah. And we got her straightened out, and it was like the greatest feeling, like taking care of somebody.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Because I couldn't, like, if that was me, like, I'd feel like so bummed. Like I just rode all the way here, and now like I have to get like a tow truck. Absolutely,
I mean, it happens.
It does. Some things I can't fix. Like you know, working like so. Like I have this little toolbox, and I don't have. It's not even my toolbox. Like they provide me with a toolbox, so I was like, oh, I don't have any of my stuff. Like I can fix this for you, but I can't right now.
Especially when you're on the road. Like if you're traveling, like it's so hard because you can't bring everything. You only bring like the basic shit. Oh yeah. And you hope a zip tie will hold it. Yeah. And like, you know, it's just like.
That's a funny story.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So like, I mean, it's kind of hard when people are depending on you, and you're like, fuck. Well, I can't fix your like.
But let me call somebody.
You know.
I got you.
But we at least know where to head in the right direction.
Yeah. So, like I was riding back from Ventura on the Lowrider ST, and I see, like, we're stuck in traffic because it's California and the traffic's horrible, and I see this guy like pulled off on the side of the road, like messing with his bike, and I was like, oh shit. Should I? No, like, because I normally carry, but like I can't carry in California. So I was like, oh, fuck it, like let's go see what's wrong. His shifter was falling off. Like that poor man was like holding like his shifter with his ankle, and I was like, oh.
Zip ties will fix you right up.
I didn't have any zip ties, so I had my hair in braids. I took my braids out and used my hair tie. And I like took 2 hair ties and like, you know, rigged it so he could shift. And next thing I know, like we're going like 75, like lane splitting, and he's just like shifting no problem to get like to the next shop. I was like,
oh yeah,
God.
Oh yeah, I lasted my whole like California back to Florida trip with zip ties.
It's always California, I swear to God.
California just,
So what's your zip tie story? Because I heard you start to say that.
Oh, no, that was
the hair tie.
The hair ties.
Yep.
We used a hair tie not too long ago. I forgot what we're doing it. Like a shifter, I think, too.
Shifter or clutch lever. It's like, hold on. Like, thank God for being a girl and always having random shit on me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, what are some of your favorite events? I've never been to Babes Ride Out yet, but
so Babes Ride Out's super cool. I've wrenched at Babes Ride Out, and then when I was working in Orlando, I worked at the dealership Daytona, like for Daytona Bike Week and stuff. So that's always a blast. Like we've been going to Daytona since I was like little. So it was crazy to actually like experience it working it. So that was pretty cool. Probably, I don't know. Babes Ride Out was cool. All of them. Like if I could just travel around and like work on bikes, that would be the shit. Like I would love it.
Hey, who knows? Out on the universe.
Had some thoughts on that.
Right?
But yeah, it's been rad. Like I've been super fortunate with this job too. Be able to like travel and like help people out, and it was so sweet. This chick that I worked on her bike, she was like, she just messaged me on Instagram like, was it 3 months ago? Something like that. Told me she took, like, I inspired her to take like a basic mechanics course.
Aww.
And I was like, hell yes. Like the more people that like you don't have to like wrench professionally, but like know a little bit about your bike, especially like if you're gonna ride it miles and miles.
Yeah.
You know, that's so rad that like, because I don't think of myself like that anyway, but I like inspired this chick to like take a mechanics class, and that was super rad to me.
Yeah.
That
so
is
rad.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Hell yeah.
And I'm sure you'll just keep doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You just keep going. You're just gonna
Keep working
inspire
on
more
bikes.
people.
Yeah. So what projects do you have going on? I know you have a couple FXRs, right?
Yeah, I have 2 FXRs. I have 3 in my garage right now because I'm building up a friend's bike, and I got the drag bike and my husband's Softail. So many bikes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, my FXR, all my friends know. They've been giving me shit about it. I've been taking forever on it because I'm like super anal. It's an 86 FXRP that I got, just the frame, and like it's been a basket case.
Wasn't it pink?
Yeah, my frame's pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, my frame's pink. And yeah, I'm super anal about it. So everyone like teases me like, oh, you know, you're taking forever on it. What's taking so long? I'm so anal about shit that I want it, like, it's a titled RP. I want RP parts.
Yes.
I need a sugar daddy
Yep.
to give me money.
Seriously.
For parts. Because, like, RP parts are, like, so damn expensive. Everyone's throwing an RP fairing on their bike. And
I
it's
know.
Like, you're jacking up the price on my shit, dude.
I know. We were just talking about this because I have my birth year RP.
Hell yes.
And yes, it literally, like, I don't have much original parts at all on that damn thing. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm slowly accumulating stuff.
Yeah,
but
that's original.
Literally insane. It's an arm
It's like
and
half
a leg.
a kidney.
For
It's like
everything. For everything.
Yeah.
And like you sent me some floorboard stuff and I was
Yeah.
like, that I've been hunting for, and it's always like $900 for fucking floorboards.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's gonna take me a lifetime, which is fine. But
Yeah.
you know,
No, it's not.
No,
We have to be ready for next year.
Jeez, I don't know what you're talking
We'll figure
about.
it out.
I'm working on
Swap meets.
swap meets. Exactly.
I got a lot of my shit at swap meets, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's my project right now. I have an 86 RP that I'm building from the ground up, and like that one, like my dad and I have been like because my dad's showing me how to machine and stuff, right? And he had some Hemi valves like lying around from like the old like funny car days, like titanium valves, and I was like, all right, I'm building this engine nasty because like it's my ground up build, it's my personal bike, it's my dream bike was an 86 RP. So we're gonna make it gnarly. I put the Hemi valves like in the head and like custom ground it and everything.
Nice.
And yeah, because it's always been my dream to like build like a bike from the ground up and run it at Bonneville. So
That's
Whoa.
sick.
yeah, it doesn't
Rad.
have to break like any crazy records, but just for me personally, like that's always been like a dream goal of mine to like run a bike that I've 100% built. Done like custom things, not just like order like parts or whatever, but I built it.
Yeah.
And like have it run at Bonneville.
Have you been to Bonneville?
No, I want to go
It's
so bad.
so dope. Both of you guys have to come with me
Yes.
this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah,
Like-
because you went with Hero, right?
Yeah, so I got to
Oh,
go
that was
for
so
work,
rad.
but I also got to do the experience bike. So I got to run on the salt, and that was
Dude,
dope.
how was that?
That was so rad. Like
Hell
at first, I
yes.
was really scared because it looks like snow.
Yeah.
Like the way it looks smushy.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's like sand.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So it's really fun. It was really really cool. But we should get together with Buell Brothers and see if you guys can do their experience bike.
That would
I
be
don't
awesome.
qualify it for it anymore because I already got to do it, but. Maybe I can get you guys linked with that. That'd be so fun to watch
That'd
you
be
guys ride.
so badass.
Yeah. That'd be so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
shoot. Like, what was your
What was your time?
So I got on this bike not knowing, right?
Yeah.
Like, never even walked on salt before. So when they asked me like, how fast do you think you're gonna go? I was like, I mean, if I go 50, that would be cool, right?
Yeah.
Not knowing what this 250 is available. I mean, what it can do or whatever.
Yeah.
Never rode a Buell ever in my life. So I ended up going. My first run was 121.
Hell yes.
And then my final run was 128, 129.
Dude, it's a rush.
Yeah,
like I know on
so
a drag
fun.
strip, it's a rush. Like my dad's like drag bike that he built. He took this 490 drag bike, or he took a 490 dirt bike, and stretched out, did some mods, and made it a drag bike.
Oh my gosh.
It's 1986 490. It flies, dude. We call it. It's another Widowmaker. It used to have a kickstart to it, but he was like kicking it at a race, like because he raced it in the Pro E2 class back in the day for Pro Star, and you know he was getting it ready to run and broke the Kickstarter off. So now he has it hooked up to a starter cart, and that is like the biggest rush is with the air shifter and everything, like riding in that bike.
That is so
the
dope.
biggest smile I've ever had on my face is riding that bike.
Yeah,
So,
that's how this was. It was such a cool rush, and it's funny because they were like, don't pay attention, or like just not to get lost in the sand. Yeah, like your eyes will start wandering. Yeah, like it's weird, like that. I don't know, the glow from the sand or whatever. But it was so rad. And when I came back, they were like, well, how fast do you think you went? I was like, well, I hope I went like at least 75, right? Yeah. They were like, no! So it's a funny video because I felt like such a nerd.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't
know.
No,
that's not like a nerdy moment. Like, I don't know, like growing up like
you got to watch the video. It's pretty nerdy.
It's fun. But like growing up drag racing, like, because for us to do that, for your age, you have to run a specific like mile an hour and stuff. So like at 13 years old, I was going 80, 85 miles an hour in like this little junior rail car. Dope. And like I remember it's gonna sound super unsportsmanlike, I was pissed off. It was my fault. I red lighted. I remember it was a 003 red on a Pro Tree, and I was super upset and just like kept it floored. It was at Rockingham in North Carolina, and just like kept it floored, and which I know I'm not supposed to do. And I ended up running like I think I was like 13, ended up running like 100 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh.
And got like my ass reamed when I got back. They're like, do you know how fast you're going? I was like, no, I lost the race, you know? Just like, and that was me like letting off, like as I'm going. So these like little like Briggs & Stratton, like lawnmower engines.
Oh my goodness.
Go that fast. It was insane.
That's so rad.
That is rad.
I think I want to do that.
Yeah.
Add to the what is it? The bucket list.
Bucket list, yeah.
So they have like at the drag strip, like certain races, like especially the big ones, they have it where it's like a 2-seater dragster. Like you ride behind the person and they'll take you on a pass.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick, but I want to drive it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll find somebody to let you borrow a car. Like,
that would be so dope.
Yeah.
You want to fly a plane and I'm going to ride a dragster.
That's right.
Yes, do it. I'm here for all the things.
Of the road, on the road.
Yes.
Or track, whatever.
Same.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Let's just go fast.
So speaking of goals and bucket lists, I always ask this question: where do you see yourself? Like, what milestones do you want to have in the next 5 to 10 years?
That's a good one. 5 to 10 years, like I want to be doing more engine work. Like I want to like get into more of like machining and stuff like that. Like I'm learning how to weld right now. I'm learning how to machine and stuff like that. So I want to learn how to do more of that and just keep doing like custom things. Like we were talking about earlier, it's a lost art, and I want to know everything about it.
Yeah.
So like I always hit up like my homies, like I hit up Mike Beeland over at A1 Cycles sometimes, and I'm like, okay. Like I sat there, his shop is gorgeous, dude. Like I've never been like, oh my God. Like he has his lift, like you know how you have to like push a bike up on a lift, right? Mm-hmm. And you get to a certain point and you're kind of like, oh, this is too tall.
Yeah.
Like this is super sketchy. His are like inlaid in the floor.
Nice.
So you like literally just ride it up. And his shop's gorgeous. That is my goal, to have a shop like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to do that and do more racing. Like I miss racing so much, and it's been a big part of my life. I want to get back into it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing the drag bike next year.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. So like that's my goal, to do that. And you know, by then my kid's gonna be 17, 18, and he's been bugging me, and he was like, Mom, we're going on a road trip, right? like we're gonna go somewhere on our bikes. So to have like both of my FXRs done, so he can ride one and I can ride one.
Oh, that would be so rad.
That's a sick goal.
Yeah, I love
like
that.
Yeah, that's my goal, is to have our bikes ready so we can go on a trip. Because the FXR I bought for myself for Mother's Day, I bought it with a blown engine.
Yeah.
So I've been like working on it, like just consistently. Like I work on everyone else's stuff, so it's like my stuff ends up getting put on the back burner.
Yeah,
so
always.
here we are like a year later with my engine torn apart.
It's okay, man. I mean, fuck, my shovel head. I mean, I started that so long ago, and it's still in baskets, and then I moved on to the FXR, so it's like, you know,
Sometimes
eventually.
you have to do that, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean.
It's an art.
Yeah, you're just doing stuff, whatever.
Yeah. It'll come. Like, that's what, it's just, all my friends gave me so much shit about it, and I'm like, dude, like.
Well, how about your friends sponsor your pocket?
Yeah.
So you can
that's what I'm saying.
Help
It's
up with the funding.
Yeah.
My birthday's coming up. New pistons would be cool.
Yeah,
Just saying.
exactly.
I'm a size 30 over.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I love it. So, what events or projects do you have coming up?
So today I'm going to a doctor's appointment to get cleared. That way I can return back to normal. And I'm supposed to be doing Babes Ride Out in New York, May 31st through the 5th. So that'll be exciting, like riding through the Catskills again. Just not gonna have Brandy this time, which is bummed.
Oh.
I know. I'm bummed too.
But doing that, and then a week later I leave for Pennsylvania, and I'm working in the Mid-Atlantic Women's Motorcycle Rally, which will be super cool.
That's cool. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it's like pretty low key, but there's like 500 women that come out to it, and it was super cool because you know, when we were heading to Maple Grove Raceway in Pennsylvania, I would pass by the York plant, and like remember telling my parents like, hey, like one day I'm gonna work there, like you watch. So my boss Lauren made it happen for me to go take a tour of the plant.
Aww.
And it was like so rad, like seeing all the stuff being built and whatnot. So yeah, those two events, and then doing the 120th. I'm super excited.
For your birthday.
Yeah, the big 24.
Turn up.
Super excited about that. So
That's so cool.
That's what I got on my calendar for right now, and then doing Born Free as
Rad.
as a spectator,
Yeah.
because I don't do enough bike events that I'm spectating. That I'm just there to enjoy.
Yeah. I don't know what that's like either. But it's okay. How do people follow along with you?
I'm on Instagram. HazeyyAlexx. Should probably change my name. But yeah, you can like catch up with me or whatever and do that. Yeah. That's
Awesome. Yes. So thank you again, Alex, for
Anytime.
joining us on the conversation. Like, it's so cool to hear the story of like, I don't know, you just like, you have this tenacious attitude, which is so fucking cool, because like you set out to do something and you do it.
Yeah.
And I love that more than like anything. So I know that you're out there in the community as well, so the support means the world. And also, like, I just am so excited to support you with anything that, you know, we can do for you, or
Same to you guys.
You know, like, just cheer you on for all your projects. Like, I know you're gonna do so much, and we're so excited for you.
I'm super pumped for you guys too. Like, this is so rad that you guys are like doing this, and you know, not just bringing like more light to like women riding and whatnot, but just into the industry.
Yeah.
Because that's like our industry is small. Like, it seems so big, you know, and whatnot, but it's one of the smaller industries. So it's especially in the racing world, and you know, just in general. So it's rad that you guys are bringing more light and making it open and, you know, friendly to everybody. It's super rad.
Yeah, there's so many awesome stories.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite things is a lot of people reached out to us and they're like, dude, I would never do a podcast, but because you guys are hosting it, like I feel like it's just going to be easy and fun.
Yeah, like
That's rad. Thank you.
This is like my second podcast, and like I'm super awkward. Like, you can look around anywhere, I'm like super awkward unless it's motorcycles. So it flowed so well. Just sitting here and having like a chat. We're just missing like a margarita and some tacos.
Right? I know. We need some orders. So
like
Brandy, we usually talk about Red Rock Harley, but yeah, tell us what's going on over there.
So Red Rock Harley, a lot going on. And because we are going to air this later, I'm not going to go through any of like the Red Rock stuff, but me and Kristen have a few things going on that we're really stoked about. So we're going to share those with you. May 18th through the 21st, we're actually going to be meeting up with Stacy and doing a Daughters of the Road and Ride to Food vlog. So I'm really, really excited about that. Got some awesome sponsors on board, but we'll save all the details for those dates. We also have the opportunity to head out to Deadwood for the Deadwood Moto Show. So we'll be there June 2nd and 3rd in Deadwood and South Dakota.
With Wide Open Brew,
Brew.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm missing Babes Right Out. I did get asked to go back out and work, but I was like, make money or go experience something I've never had the opportunity to do.
That,
so
100%.
Like, I'm going to Deadwood.
Yeah. I would too. Like, I love like working and whatnot, but Deadwood, I need to do.
Yeah, for sure.
So excited.
I know. It was never on my radar until James from Wide Open Brew had brought it up, and they host like a big like freestyle motocross thing. Like it's just like it looks like a rad event, and I'm so excited because it's like not really in our wheelhouse, but totally is.
Yeah.
So
and all the content that they're pumping out for that show, it's just every time I see something, I'm like, damn, I can't wait to be there. So super stoked about that. Shout out to Wide Open Brew. And then the following weekend, after we leave South Dakota, we will be in Colorado, Durango, Colorado for the In Cahoots Moto event. So I've been a guest speaker at that event for the last 2 years. This year, I'm not going to do a guest speaking spot. We're going to be hosting a breakfast, and then they asked me to help with moto games. So I was like, that sounds way more up my alley than sitting and talking in front of a bunch of people.
Moto games are super sick. I absolutely adore them.
Me too.
Yeah. It's like
mini bikes.
Goofy.
Let's get hurt.
Exactly.
So that's kind of what Kristen and I have coming up. I'm sure we're going to sauce some things in between now and then. But the dealership, we've got a lot going on. So look up Red Rock Harley-Davidson. Check our event calendar. We're staying up to date with that. So if you're ever in Las Vegas, be sure to stop at Red Rock Harley and say hello.
Yeah, and other than that, I'm traveling with American Flat Track. I do work with the racing series, so if you are interested in going to any of our races, we are traveling all across the country, so you can go to AmericanFlatTrack.com. As you can see, Jared Mees right here is a flat track racer, won the national championship 8 times, but
no biggie.
And a really rad dude.
Super rad. But yeah, we will be doing a lot of those events. So if you're interested, just go to the website and check out what event is coming near you. And yeah, so also we wanted to give a big shout out to our presenting sponsor today, Speed King Cycle. As you can see, our Speed King Cycle swag. They are an extensive platform online, bringing you parts from FXRs to now UTVs. They work with most major manufacturers. You love to bring a simple space to grab whatever the heck you want. And also, they are crafting a lot of parts in-house, so that means made in USA. We love that. Yeah. So
always support that.
Exactly. Proudly support Made in USA. If you're interested in seeing what they've got, you can check out their website, speedkingcycle.com. And we also have a code that you can get 10% off of your order with. It is DOTR10. That's DOTR 10. And you can get 10% off. So yeah, thank you guys again.
And we're looking at maybe doing a collab with Speed Kings and having some Daughters of the Road stuff made.
Hard parts, let's go.
Let's go hard parts.
Yeah.
I was thinking seat bolts would be like rad to start with because we always need a seat bolt.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I lose my seat bolt like every trip. I don't know how. I'm like Loctite that shit. I don't know.
Yeah, but other things we've been talking about are riser clamps, derby covers, air cleaner covers, something with Daughters of the Road. Maybe we'll have a new logo design or something. But yeah, we'll have some cool stuff in the works coming up shortly.
Thank you, Steve, and the whole Speed Kings team. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Couldn't do it without you. So yeah, we appreciate you guys tuning in. We're so excited for all these guests and for all the guests to come. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, we're everywhere. So wherever you enjoy grabbing your latest content, you can find us. But until then, we'll see you on the road.
See you on the next one.